What if I told you that the next time you walk into your local hardware store, that pipe you need might cost double, or worse, might not be there at all? Sounds crazy, right? But it's happening right now, and it's because of one thing: tariffs. If you're in the trades, especially plumbing, you've probably felt the pinch of rising prices. Now, tariffs aren't just some fancy economic policy talked about in Washington, D.C. boardrooms. They hit us where it hurts, in our supply houses and on our invoices. When tariffs get slapped on imported materials like copper, steel, and brass, guess who ends up paying more? Yes, us, the plumbers. And of course, we roll it on to our customers. Take copper pipe, for example. It's one of the most essential materials in plumbing. A tariff on copper tubing or fittings coming from overseas can raise prices by 10, 15, or up to 25%. And let's be honest, when prices go up, it's not like the margins in plumbing suddenly stretch. No, we either eat the cost or we pass it on to the homeowners. And it's not just materials. Tools and plumbing fixtures made overseas are getting hit too. You've got water heaters, toilets, shower valves, all kinds of different things. All the stuff that we install every single day that we're out in the field. Many of those are made in countries like China and Mexico. And when tariffs go up, the cost to get those into the United States does too. Now, I'm not here to talk politics. I'm here to talk real life impact, because those tariffs, they mess with our bids. They mess with our timelines, and they mess with our customers' trust. Imagine quoting a job in January, and by March, your materials are 20 to 30% more expensive. That's a nightmare for any small plumbing business. And this isn't just about right now. Long term, if these tariffs stick around, or worse, they increase, we're going to see smaller shops struggling to compete because they're going to have to raise prices quicker because they don't have the room to absorb it. Larger outfits might be able to absorb the cost or negotiate better bulk pricing. But your one-truck plumber chucking a truck, he's going to feel it the most. And if he's not doing things right, if he doesn't have insurance, if he doesn't have things like that, maybe it's easier for him to absorb that cost because he's not competing with us on value. He's competing on price. And trust me, he's going to feel it the most. Now, here's a whole nother twist. Some companies are starting to cut corners. With rising import costs, we're seeing more low-quality products sneaking into the market. Guys, don't get caught up in that game. Counterfeits, knockoff stuff that looks good in the box, but fails 6 months later, 6 months down the road. And guess who the customer's going to blame? They're going to blame you, because when it leaks or it breaks, yeah, you're the one who installed it. You and me, the plumbers out in the field, we're the ones that they're going to look at and say, hey, this is all your fault. So what can we do? Stay sharp. Know your suppliers. Keep in touch with your suppliers. If you're not keeping an eye on your costs, that's your bad. But if your costs are going up 10 or 20% a month or a quarter or whatever, and you're not raising your prices, you're not passing that on to the customer, you're not having open communications with the customer and explaining why, that's not good. Talk to your customers. Be transparent about why these prices are changing. Not might be, are changing. It builds trust if you're open and honest with them. And hey, maybe it's time to start supporting more American-made products where we can. Now, I used to be union, so I love that idea. Anytime I can buy American, I do. You can't always do it. I get it. And guys, this is not bad politics. It's actually good politics. We have been letting people bring stuff into the country and not really making money on it, not charging for it. Well, we've got to eliminate that. If they're not going to pay our tariffs going out, then we shouldn't pay theirs coming in. But because it supports our industry right here at home, buying American might be the very best thing that you can do. It may be the smartest, not just for you, not just for your customers, but for America. The bottom line, tariffs are more than just politics. They're reshaping how we price jobs, how we run our businesses, and how we serve our customers. And that brings me to the next headache: supply chain wreckage. Tariffs don't just raise prices, they slow things down. We're talking delays, shortages, and plain old, we don't have that in stock. Now, how bad is it when you go to buy something and they're like, look, we just don't have it. We don't have any. That impacts everything from residential installs to big commercial jobs. Now, contractors might scramble to find new suppliers, or worse, have to pass those delays and costs on to their customers. That's you. What this means for pros, if you're a plumber, this changes the game. You've got to update your bids, update your price books, adjust your contracts, or maybe even throw in escalation clauses just to cover yourself. If you don't have escalation clauses in your big commercial bids, it's liable to come back and bite you. But guys, look, it's not just about the price. It's about staying profitable and competitive. And it's got trades associations like PMI raising alarms too, warning that these tariffs could seriously hurt the industry. Is it good for the United States? Yes, I absolutely think it is. But we've all got to look out for each other. If you're a homeowner, ask questions before your next project. Know what might be affected and plan ahead. What do you need to do right now? Well, if you're a homeowner, before your next project, budget for possible price jumps and delays. Ask your plumber if tariffs are affecting your materials. If he says no, he has no idea what he's talking about. Also, when you get a bid, when you get an estimate, ask them, how long is this price guaranteed for? And once you sign it, is your price locked in? Make sure there's nothing in his mind that says he can raise that price later. There's nothing in the contract that says he can. Now, when they give you an estimate, when you sign that, that becomes the price. But you need to make sure, hey, if these materials can go up, make sure you buy the materials for my job now. That way they don't come back to you later and say, look, man, we didn't buy the materials when you signed this and they've gone up a lot, so we need to charge you more money. Now, for you DIYers, shop smart. Plan ahead and maybe stock up on essentials before the prices climb even higher. Just like I talked about for the homeowners. If you know you're going to do something, go ahead and get the materials now while they're available, while they're on the shelf, and before the pricing goes up. Now, if you're a professional plumber, revise your bids, talk to your suppliers, readjust your price book if need be, and be ready to explain these charges to your clients. Being transparent builds trust. They're watching the news. They see everything going on. If you're upfront and honest with them, hopefully they think, wow, he's a good businessman. He's looking ahead. But don't let tariffs catch you off guard. I'll be tracking this story closely, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. And if you've already been hit with higher prices or shortages, drop a comment down below. I want to hear your story. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep plumbing on. And if you really enjoyed this, I'm sure you're going to enjoy one of those.